I have filmed this twice. 3 times? Twice. And I can say there's not enough matcha in the world to get me through this. Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. As you can tell from the title of today's video, we're going to be filming a haul. I have already filmed this video a couple of times, and the reason why I have restarted it is because I don't think I'm speaking eloquently enough. I don't think I'm struggling with this issue that I have about not wanting to know too much about books and then therefore buying books blindly. And then when I talk about them, I feel like I don't have enough to say, and I don't feel like, it seems like I'm just like cover buying things or, you know, whatever. So I have been refilming this video. This is going to be the 3rd time that I have filmed it, but I want to sit down and talk to you guys about the books that I got. There are going to be a few books on this list that I know basically nothing about because they are recommendations from you guys that I got really super cheap on Kindle. But I have been curbing my buying for books recently because everyone's finances basically are very hairy right now. I know mine definitely are, but I have decided to like cut certain things out to be able to afford to purchase a book here and there because it is something that I truly love. I love to read. I love to collect books. You guys obviously have seen my collection. And my TBR is down. It's down to 75 books that I own that I have not read. That is not including these though, so I guess it's kind of a little bit more. But I'm going to go ahead and get started and talk to you guys about the books that I have picked up recently. The first ones that I want to talk about I actually got used, and I got them from Abe's Books, I believe, and I can't remember if they were having like a really big sale or what. And the reason behind getting these books is a bit strange. So I have always felt drawn to like nature and being outside and science and the universe and your connection to the universe and like finding like power within like that whole spiel. And I think a lot of it comes from growing up in Alaska and having to have a vivid imagination to basically enjoy your childhood, a lot of playing outside, that kind of stuff. So I wanted to get these books, but I'm going to preface this with I am not really like into witchcraft. I'm not a witch or anything like that. I think that it's like a valid religion to have, obviously, or like a belief system to have, but it's not necessarily something that I've been like, yes, this is definitely me. There's certain aspects of it that I do find very appealing, but I just needed to preface it with these books were basically a blind purchase that I got because I wanted to see if anything in them really spoke to me because of, you know, how I felt in the past. So the first book that I got is The Witch's Book of Self-Care. The title kind of throws me a little bit, but it says magical ways to pamper, soothe, and care for your body and spirit. This book has a lot of different stuff in it, but it is based around taking care of yourself, which you guys know is something that I really enjoy. And I tend to find witchcraft or books on witchcraft really, that like whole vibe really emanates from it. It's like finding power within you and taking care of yourself and all of that, and that's definitely something that I really enjoy. So I thought this would be cool. Peeking through it a little bit, it's a lot of pampering and self-care, like taking baths or crystals or, you know, mantras and things like that. Now the spell side of this, I don't necessarily know if that's going to be something that I'm really interested in or want to do. I have an open mind about most things, but honestly I just don't know. But I did get that because you guys know I absolutely love self-care. And then the other book I got is one that I am very interested in and definitely speaks to me, and that is The Green Witch. This is a companion, I guess. I believe this one came out first. It's by the same author, but it is your complete guide to the natural magic of herbs, flowers, essential oils, and more. And the reason why this really appeals to me, I was raised Christian. I was, you know, went to private Seventh-day Adventist schools. I did all of that. I'm no longer Christian. I definitely don't like believe in God. Like I don't care if other people do. Like whatever brings you comfort and joy, I'm 100% for. But for me, it just didn't really speak to me. But I will say nature, plants, essential oils, all of that really does speak to me. So I did end up getting this. Now, once again, the title kind of throws me like The Green Witch, but really that's what this book is about. The reason why I'm really excited about this is I am definitely one of those people, like I've been immunized, like I have all my shots, and like they're up to date, like whatever. But when it comes to taking medicine, I have always tried to find natural ways to do stuff, to the point where when I was in middle school and high school, I had a doctor who was very open to homeopathic stuff. So like if I, you know, was dealing with pain or, you know, things like that, instead of automatically prescribing some kind of medicine, she tended to be like, oh, you have a sore throat. Like I'm not going to give you, you're on the tail end of a cold. I'm not going to give you antibiotics. You need to drink a lot of tea, you know, whatever. Because there is a lot of science in things like that. So this book really speaks to me because I'm definitely one of those people who would rather try to find like a homeopathic, more natural way to deal with things like pain or depression, you know, things like that, than to necessarily go to medicine. And I feel like that because I've tried the other way and it hasn't worked for me. I was on antidepressants for, oh God, like 12 years and they didn't help. And so for me, it's like, I wanted to try to find something that was really going to speak to me in a different way. I've literally been rambling about these books for 4 minutes. Basically, I got these to see what I thought of them and if they were helpful. We're just gonna move on. The next book I got is actually one that I got in a fake crate, and I'm really excited about this book. It is The Maiden Ship. It's one of the most beautiful books that I own, you guys. Like, it has like, oh God, it's so gorgeous, and then the inside is like an art that you can kind of flip. If you didn't see the unboxing of that box, it was amazing. I'll link it up here in the cards for you. But this book has like a water theme, basically. It says, Dane Alloway was only 9 years old when he began a new life with his father, sailing aboard the Maiden. 8 years later, the aristocratic city boy turned merchant sailor feels like he lives with 1 foot on land and 1 foot in the sea. Life floats smoothly by until the night he wakes to find a mysterious woman in his cabin. So I'm hoping mermaid or siren, but we'll see. The events that unfold after her appearance transform Dane's world. Now hunted by empty-faced demons, he finds himself thrown into a dangerous web of intrigue and magic. As the crisis grows, the young sailor discovers powerful gifts buried deep within, talents that might shift the tide of a centuries-old war. Whether or not he's ready, Dane will have to risk it all for the salvation and freedom of those he loves. So, this sounds right up my alley. I love, like, piratey, siren-themed, ocean kinds of books. They are really appealing to me, so I think I'm really going to like this one. Really glad I got it in fake rate as well. I absolutely love the ladies at Fake Rate. One of the women who runs it was actually like, oh my God, have you heard about this book? And I was like, no, I haven't, but here we are. The next book that I have was also a book. Actually, I think this is the one that I talked to one of the owners about, but it is Spell Hacker. This is a heist book, and I don't know if it's like sci-fi or if it just has a lot of tech in it, but it sounds really cool. It says, in Carta, magic, known as Maz, was once a freely available natural resource until an earthquake released a magical plague, killing thousands and turning Maz into a commodity that's tightly regulated and outrageously expensive. Maz Management, the only Maz supplier in Carta, makes sure of that, which is why Diz and her 3 best friends run a very lucrative, very illegal Maz siphoning gig on the side. Their latest job is supposed to be their last heist ever, until they turn up a new strain of Maz, more powerful than any they've ever seen before, and way more valuable. But when their plan for one last score blows up in their faces, literally, they find themselves trying to unravel a conspiracy at the very corner of the spell plague and possibly save the world. No pressure. So I'm really excited for this because it seems like, for me, I want that heist book. I've been looking for a good heist book. If you have any recommendations, leave them down below. Please not Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. I did not like those books. Something with a little different feel. So I read Want by Cindy Pon, and it has a very similar feel to what I think this book is going to have, and it is one of my favorite books of all time, so I'm hoping this one holds up. But I don't know, it's like dystopian, sci-fi. It sounds really cool. The next book that I have is a book that I got in my Bay Crate, which is the same ladies who run Fake Crate. They have a romance version of their box, and I got You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Hogel. This is a book about 2 people who, well, I'll just read the back for you. Naomi Westfield has the perfect fiance. Nicholas Rose holds doors open for her, remembers her restaurant order, and comes from the kind of upstanding society family any bride would love to be a part of. They never fight. They're preparing for the lavish wedding that's 3 months away, and she is miserably and utterly sick of him. Naomi wants out, but there's a catch. Whoever ends the engagement will have to foot the non-refundable wedding bill. When Naomi discovers that Nicholas, too, has been feigning contentment, the 2 of them go head-to-head in a battle of pranks, sabotage, and all-out emotional warfare. But with a countdown looming to the wedding that may or may not come to pass, Naomi finds her resolve slipping, because now that they have nothing to lose, they're finally being themselves and having fun with the last person they expect, each other. So I've seen some pretty negative reviews about this book, but I really want to read this. This is actually on my Feel Good-a-thon TBR. I'll list the information for Feel Good-a-thon up here. It's a readathon that I'm hosting. But I actually think I'm going to like this, because it's not like enemies to lovers. It's like lovers to enemies to lovers again, and I'm like, yes, please give it to me. Also, this cover is absolutely beautiful. It's like everything aesthetically in a book that I could possibly want. Sounds really cute. Hoping it holds up. We'll just have to see. The next book I have here is the most expensive book that I purchased recently, and the reason is I actually pre-ordered this and forgot about my pre-order, but I am buddy reading this with Meg and Brianna. I'll leave both of their channels down below for the Feel Good-a-thon, and it'd be Aurora Burning. Now, all of you bitches who have these special editions of these books, I hate you. I want them so bad because I love this series. Follows a ragtag group of kids who basically they find a girl who's been lost for years and years and years, and she is the tipping point between a struggle with like power and information in their society. And the people that she works with or like gets thrown into this team with are very much so like for our country, for our galaxy, like, because it's a sci-fi book kind of characters. But that all gets upturned when they find her and start finding like the loopholes and the, you know, the potholes and everything in their world. So I really like this series, and for me it's weird because J. Kristoff and Amy Kaufman write very similar books when they write together. So in the sense of, I feel like Illuminate and this series have a lot in common. Like, I mean, the feel of it is pretty much the same, the characters are pretty much the same, but for some reason I love this series. I love these characters, especially this guy right here. He looks a lot like Rowan from Throne of Glass. Maybe I just have a type. I don't know. I also really like Legolas. I'm rambling. I just love this series, and I think it's definitely the characters for me. And I think that it was really cool because in the first one, something traumatic actually happens for once in a J. Kristoff and Amy Kaufman book. I feel like for some reason they're afraid to kill people or for bad things to actually happen, and they do in the first one. And then I worry that that's going to be completely undone in this one. So we'll just have to see. But really excited to read it regardless. I think that, I don't know, for me it's just a series that, like, for once I'm not buying into the hype, I'm just reading it for pure enjoyment, and from an enjoyment standpoint, I love that series. Now, the next three that I have to talk about are ones that I don't know anything about because they are for a secret TBR that I am doing, and they are recommendations from you guys. I will leave links to the three of these down below if you are interested in them at all, if they sound like something that you'd be interested in. I know two of them have more, if I'm not mistaken, of like a theme punky kind of vibe, but the first one is The Bullet Catcher's Daughter by Rod Duncan. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about this, but I know that this one is the one that has more of a theme punk feel. Like I said, the links are down below if you want to kind of look them up. The next one is the Boneless Mercies. This is the second and the last Kindle book that I picked up recently. I am really excited to read this one. I don't know anything about it other than there are some badass chicks in this one, and that was really what I was going for. I asked for a recommendation online for a specific type of book or type of character that I wanted to read, and this is the one that stuck out the most to me. And I know it's about a group of girls, so we'll see, because I like, you know, like the girl gang kind of vibe for things. Like Sawkill Girls is one of my favorites, even though there are definitely non-binary characters in that book. But for me, it seems like a book that I'm really going to like, and it's definitely a book that fits the theme of what I'm looking for. And the next one that I have, and the last book that I have to talk about, is a book that I got once again on recommendation from you guys, and it is The Invisible Library by Genevieve Cogman. And this, I'm not 100% sure, once again, what it is about, but I know that the main character is very headstrong, very, like, much to do, like, will do what she wants to do, which, once again, is the basic theme that I was going for in these three Kindle books that I picked up. And I'll be talking about the TBR in the video that I'm doing later on. I don't really want to spoil it, but you guys should look forward to it because I think it's super cool. I don't know if it's been done before, but I'm really excited to regardless. But those are all of the books that I recently purchased. Like I said, the links to the Kindle books that I just talked about will be down below. I'll probably just put the Goodreads links down there for you, but I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know down below the last book that you hauled, if you've read it, if it's sitting on your shelves, how long it's been sitting on your shelves, why you hauled it, whatever. Just let me know about the last book that you got. But I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Will come as no surprise to anyone. It is the Shades of Magic trilogy. I loved that series so much. The magic in that is so unique and creative. Not though. Tell and Holland and Rye, and I don't know. I just really love that series. I think that it kind of lagged in the middle for me, but I still did. No, we're gonna stop there. So this series, I think when I read it, as you can tell, I really, really liked it. I thought